Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello again, my dear students. Open your books, page 10. Listening. Listen to the information about immigrants in the past. Answer true or false. Please listen carefully.
For centuries, people have made major changes in their lives. Many have moved to other countries in search of new lives. One of the great periods of immigration was between 1880 and 1920. At that time, 23 million immigrants arrived in the United States. Most of them came from poor towns and villages in southern and eastern Europe. They had one thing in common. They believed that in the United States, life was going to be better for them. It was the land of freedom and prosperity. Most of these immigrants were able to get just enough money to pay for the trip across the ocean by boat. Many arrived without any money to their names. Often the father of a family came first and found work. Then he sent for his wife and children. The trip across the ocean for poor immigrants was terrible. Men, women, and children stayed in crowded and smelly compartments deep down in the hold of the ship. They had no showers, and there were no dining rooms for them. They went up on deck to get food from huge pots. This was the price they had to pay to get to the New World. On their arrival in the United States, they saw the Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor. But they weren't free to enter America right away. When immigrants landed in New York, ferry boats took them to Ellis Island, where immigration officers questioned the new arrivals and doctors examined them. Those who failed the medical exam had to go back to their native countries. Sometimes, if a child was ill, the entire family had to return. Ellis Island became known as Heartbreak Island among immigrants.
Okay, after your lesson, which sentence is true and which sentence is false? Number one, many immigrants came to the United States in the late of 18th and early of 19th. True or false? Okay. Number two, the voyage across the ocean was hard, but most immigrants had comfortable compartments on ships for sleeping and eating. Many of the immigrants were poor. At Ellis Island, the role of the officials was to give immigrants information about the United States. Number five, people who were sick had to go back to their native countries. Number six, Ellis Island became known as Heartbreak Island among migrants. Please check your answer. Yes, number one, true. Number two, false. Number three, true. Number four, false. Number five, true. And number six is true. Next. Pronunciation. In English, speakers stress or emphasize words that they think are important. These are usually content words like nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Listen and note the stress, then practice.
My mother was born in Riyadh. Where did you grow up? Mona is going to college in Qasim. Have you ever visited Europe?
Okay, choose some sentences from the text, underline the words that you think are important in each sentence. Practice reading the sentences aloud, stressing the words you underlined. Conversation. Underline the important words in the conversation in pairs. Read the conversation aloud. Stress The important words including in fact, you see, by the way, and fit in.
Tell me about yourself.
I was born here in Berlin, but my family is from Leipzig, in what was East Germany. They moved over to the West soon after the German reunification. How about you?
I'm from Dubai, but my grandparents were from Germany. In fact, they were from Berlin.
So I guess you still have family here.
I'm afraid we lost touch with our relatives.
And how long have you been here?
I've been here for almost 3 years. You see, I have a German passport because of my grandparents, so I can work legally in this country.
By the way, what do you do?
I'm a biologist. I do research in a lab for a pharmaceutical company.
Do you miss Dubai?
Quite a bit, but I've got a good job. I've made lots of friends. I fit in okay. I'm happy here.
In fact, you see, expressions used to add information, often surprising information. By the way, expression used to introduce a new topic. Fit in, be part of. In birds, ask and answer the questions, then switch roles. Number 1. Where's Hans' family from? Yes, they are from Leipzig, Germany. Number 2. How long has his family been in the western part of Germany? His family has been to the western part of the Germany since soon after the reunification. Number 3. Has Samir kept in touch with his relatives in Berlin? No, he hasn't. Number 4. Why is he allowed to work legally in Germany? Yes, he's allowed to work legally in Germany because his grandparents were from Germany. Last question. Is he thinking of going back to his native country in the future? No, he hasn't. He's happy in Germany. Thank you and goodbye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.